Do you guys like it when I look ugly or something? Because That's a Wrap totally went viral with 11 views. And I look horrendous in that thumbnail. I'm looking at it right now. Also, um, what the fuck is that called? Scenery. I forget the word. My YouTube background, it was on dark mode. I set it to dark mode. And now all of a sudden it's all white. And I didn't change it to white. So I don't know if it's my dad trying to get my attention again, or if it's literally a stalker that has access to my website or whatever, my YouTube account, um, and is like fucking with my brain or whatever. Because why the fuck did it go from like dark mode to light mode out of nowhere? And I'm like, that's weird. Settings. Um, and like, I literally don't give a fuck about like this kind of shit because it's all Alyssa. And so if somebody's fucking with me, they're fucking with themselves. And I generally just say it's the poltergeist kind of like getting my attention or whatever. I can't find how to switch it back. Oh, customization maybe. Customization. Oh, it's like the channel. Yeah, but like, where the fuck is dark mode? It's like all white and I fucking hate it. Anyway, that happened out of nowhere. I switched it to dark mode and now I'm like, I don't know why it's white. I don't know why. Appearance, device theme. Okay, use device theme. Somehow that switched. Okay, there you go. I found it. Switched back to dark mode. Yeah, I don't know. I guess because I watched YouTube on my phone and my phone's my device and my device is set to white background, I guess, and it just changed my fucking because I don't usually watch I watched my channel and I because I always I don't know, guys, I don't know. Do I always watch on YouTube on my fucking TV and my computer and I don't usually watch it on my phone? I just started watching it on my phone again. But I always put on the like little I think it's called Nemo's Dreamscapes, the little like 1940s music and the background thing that I put like as I fall asleep. So aren't I watching YouTube literally every day if it's like on in the background? I don't know. But yeah, it's probably a stalker that got my account information. No, I'm just kidding. What's up, Evan Peters? How you doing today? How's my husband doing today over walls? And yeah, Evan Peters, I think that means that we're satanic today. I think that's what that means. Oh, my nose itching again. You guys, stop being so disgusting. Oh, anyway, my husband's screaming at me over the screen, and his name is Evan Peters today. Today, my husband's name is Evan Peters, okay? And he's satanic AF. And yeah, I should be like, where should I be? Like, I should be like on a private jet with Evan Peters right now or something, right? Isn't that weird? I've never been on a private jet, but I sort of have been. I think I told you guys the story. I think I was in Gigi Hadid's body, hanging out with Bella Hadid, my sister. She must be my sister if I'm in Gigi Hadid's body. So, yeah, that's the only time I've been on a private jet. Oh no, sorry, I was in Beyonce's body as well when they were on their private jet and they had a UFO, like a huge it was like the saucer, like the regular saucers, like a Grays. It's like a Grays vehicle. Um, Rion loves to be mean to flying saucers and Grays. I don't know why. I love them, but um anyway, it's like a regular look like disc, like a disc. Sometimes they look like round spheres, silver spheres. But this one was like a disc one, and Jay-Z. I was in Beyonce's body, and Jay-Z was sitting on this side looking out the window, and we saw a UFO, and Beyonce probably called me because she probably got really scared. And I jumped in her body and saw it. Or maybe she was just like, Alyssa, look at this. But Jay-Z was like, is anybody else seeing this? You know, because I guess we know everybody's in the room. We're not stupid like some people are that think like no one's in the room. We're kind of smarter than you. Anyway, Jay-Z, because like how many people are on a private jet? Like zero. You know what I mean? Two, three, four people, like tops. Maybe like a couple bouncers or like a stylist or something, but like, you know what I mean? So anyway, I just saw Jay-Z and I was in his wife's body. So that means I'm also married to Jay-Z. Okay. Um, but anyway, so yeah, so that was like another time I was on a private jet. I think Jay-Z's embarrassed that I said that. Um, Anyway, so well, I was just doing the math because if I'm Gigi Hadid, then I'm Bella Hadid's sister. Technically, if I'm Beyonce, then I'm married to Jay Z. So okay. So anyway, I guess I just admitted I'm black. Which one is the old tissue and which one is the new tissue? I don't remember. I think this is the new one. I'm a Southern black. Does that sound racist, guys? I don't mean to sound racist. Okay, anyway, I'm like a Southern black. Maybe that sounds like a little derogatory. A Southern, but not really. Like a Southern white isn't derogatory, you know. Anyway, I got 11 views, so like, what am I worried about? Anyway, okay, so, but that technically would mean I'm black, right? Um, Jumping into Beyonce's body when Jay Z spots a UFO. I know, right? We're being told to stand down from World War III individuals. Sorry, I'm like really hating my hair right now. It's fine. Um, yeah, we're being told to stand down because to from World War III individuals, and I keep popping today. I keep popping. I'm like exhausted. It feels like I didn't sleep at all. Definitely being traded on the black market at night in dreams. Okay, I said it the other day, and I didn't say in a dream again. And I just hear all the red flags go up. Like I said, I'm being SA'd at night, and like all the red flags go up, and it's like in a dream. Okay, so sorry guys, sometimes I forget to say the words in a dream. You know, it's fucking annoying. It's my fucking video game. What are all these stipulations? Oh my God, what was that? It just got so loud. Me talking, it just got like so loud. It was like like my own voice like was like shaking my brain inside of my head. Shake, rattle and roll, oh baby. Shake, rattle and roll, oh baby. Fresh is just chilling. He's waiting for his walk. I did take him out a little bit earlier, but like I said, I feel like I didn't sleep at all. I was traded on the black market last night and I'm just exhausted from it. I didn't sleep well at all. I just kept waking up. And I kept popping all morning. I mean, I drank a lot yesterday, but that generally shouldn't matter because none of this is real. And you know what I mean? I kept popping all morning. My room turned bright magenta pink, you know, out of nowhere. What else happened? I saw a crystalline structure walk out of a suit. I'm seeing orange body walking out of suits because you can't like steal my technology. You can't say that you're Alyssa and like not want to see me do well in life, i.e., marry Colin Farrell and or Evan Peters and or the rest of them. But right now it feels like I need to just marry one man, okay, and that would, you know, his name is always Evan Peters, but you know what I mean. I really got to marry Colin. I really got to marry Colin. Um, it's like I'm gonna marry Colin, but like I'm gonna have like a sneaky link and like not tell you guys about it and just be like, no, I'm really faithful. I'm like so faithful to Colin. Like never cheat on him ever in my life. And then like meanwhile, there's like paparazzi pictures of like me with like Evan Peters like at Coachella and stuff, and like I'm cheating on like I'm like no, I'm not. I am not cheating on my husband. Okay. It'll be like that. Anyway, so I got to marry Colin, okay? Um Specifically. I'm telling you I have to marry Colin specifically. Okay? I can't marry Peter Evans right now. Do you guys hear Fresh snoring? It's the cutest thing ever when Fresh snores. You can see like the UFO is in the room right now and it's making Fresh go like this. But Fresh seems not affected because he's snoring. So he seems to be okay. Okay. You guys like gotta leave my dog alone. Please leave my dogs alone. Anyway, oh my God. Someone help me in my hair. Why doesn't anybody want to work with me in New Jersey? It's like fuck, I'm so fucking fed up with this video game and I'm so exhausted, you guys, and that's why I think we're about to go super crazy and it literally just keeps popping. I'm like, I need my juice. I need my vapes. I'm not saying this to like no one. I'm saying this to people. You know, I'm saying I need to marry Colin to people. Okay. Like, pretty sure that I'm, you know, saying this out loud. Maybe that was my dad. Maybe that wasn't. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it was Brandon. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Okay. So, Alyssa, we hate you because you're so funny and you're so pretty. Like, that's really fucking bad for the video game. Like, the jealousy is so annoying. I hate it. I hate it, guys. I'm like I said, like I'm literally saying this to people. You have to take care of the princess. That would include juice and vapes. Okay. That would include good night's sleep and not being hunted. Okay. That's probably what, you know, other people call it when they're like, I feel like I'm being hunted. Okay. So kind of the same thing. Um, I kind of want to say someone's trying, like going into the future by imagining it. And I had a son with pink hair last night. I want to say it would look like baby Hayden. It wasn't a baby. He wasn't a baby, but it was like a smaller individual, and like it was just a weird dream. I think it was like it was a weird dream. I want to say the dream was related to Silent Hill, and Hayden knew exactly what he was doing in that dream, sort of setting up the mechanisms in Silent Hill was what we were doing last night with Alyssa Consciousness. Hi, it's me, Alyssa Consciousness. We sometimes hate our jobs, but because he was it was like he was smaller. He was a smaller individual, like a teenager or something, but he was talking like he was a very old Hayden, a very old man named Hayden Christensen. So and it was sort of like the sort of like the mechanisms of Silent Hill were being formed. The mechanism, I don't know what else to say. The mechanism, I don't know. Like a source consciousness, but it's like a mechanism. I don't know how else to say it. Like a mechanism. So anyway, that's sort of like what we were setting up last night. I definitely want to say it's like going into the future. And it's like literally when you get like pulled out and you start to realize there's no reason to have kids whatsoever because you're literally giving birth to yourself. And there's no special, because like, okay, the way I see birth and having kids or whatever, it's like an egg. And it's like a prize. It's like an egg. It's like a prize. And then like the egg hatches. Obviously it's like a child, but like it's like what personality is it gonna have? Like what are its because is it a she or he? Its interest gonna be like, what's it gonna be like? What's it gonna find funny? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's going to be its quirks? Like, how smart is it going to be? Or is it going to be a nerd? Or is it going to be like a cool guy? Or is it going to be a cool nerd? Or is it like, is it going to like his mom the best? Is it going to like his dad the best? Is it going to like sports the best? Like, it's sort of like an egg, right? It's like an egg that's hatching. And it's like this little personality. And like, you get to see it, watch it develop and like fall in love with it. Like, for it being its very special, um, unique self. Okay, that's sort of like how I see humans having children. But when you get pulled out of the story, you really see it as like how I saw it last night, where it's like on our wedding night, on Colin and Mai's wedding night, we sort of gave birth in a very organic way to Hayden Christensen. And in a very weird alien way that doesn't make sense on planet Earth. We just kissed and it was sex. I can say that, right? That's like not too crazy and graphic. Like it was me and Colin Farrell's wedding night, Farrell's wedding night, and we were just kissing and it was orgasmic sex, okay, through kissing. I think we talked about that before on the show. So that orgasm, then I shape shifted organically into child Hayden Christensen. Okay, so I don't know how old it was. It was like maybe like 5 or something, but I was a boy. I was Hayden. Okay, and Colin became Ewan McGregor, adult. So it was like adult man father figure, Ewan McGregor, raising me, Hayden Christensen, and I was 5 years old. And it was like this organic way of being birthed onto the planet. Okay. And then yet last night was sort of a continuation of that dream. And I want to say Hayden was around 15 or something like that. and he had pink hair, and I was in the mechanisms that were being formed in Silent Hill. I was forming the mechanisms, because it's all my consciousness. And it was sort of like a continuation of my wedding night. Um, and into the future, which looks like Silent Hill. So, I love level one. I love horror. I love hell. I love demons. I love the demonic. All that stuff works for me. It works really well for me. For you, however, it probably doesn't work as well for you. And I want to say Silent Hill is sort of after Last of Us because there's not really a lot of people in Silent Hill. It's sort of like seems like a really empty town with like very sparing people, like sparingly sprinkled people. It just doesn't seem like there's a lot of people left, but there's a lot of demonic. There's a lot of hellscape, hell realm beings. Um, there's a lot of satanic people. You know, it's the god Alessa. Might as well be Alyssa. It's like so close to my real name. So, it's extremely accurate. So anyway, that was one dream, and then what was I gonna say? Then the second dream was I had a child. It was more of like a normal human life. I had a woman child. I had a girl instead of a boy. In this life, it was some life, and the food was disappearing. The food was becoming um, plastic jewelry. Food was becoming plastic jewelry out of like, and the mom was watching it happen, and she was like, "Oh my God, there's a blueberry muffin for her," and she like ran to it, and it was an illusion of a blueberry muffin, and it was like a pile of donuts, and then the donuts were changing form into organic plastic beads and plastic jewelry, and it was changing form organically, is what I'm saying. And there was like one donut left on the table, and I said to my daughter, "Take the donut before it disappears." But I think that we used to think dreams like that were weird, and we used to be like, "Do you guys remember? Did you ever have like a dream where like your skateboard turns into a car or something like that?" I really think it's happening. I really think it's happening in different people's lives on earth, and they just think they're going crazy and they won't talk about it or open up about it. And we see it through other people's eyes through vision quests called dreams, like I did last night. It's like, what are you trying to swallow? You know? Um, so, yeah, anyway, and I told her to take some plastic jewelry too or whatever, and we for some reason they were giving us stuff for free. So they gave us the donut for free and they gave us some plastic jewelry for free. And the lady was like getting mad at me for getting stuff for free. And I want to say this woman was like completely out of line, like the mom that I was in. She was like completely out of line. She literally hated her daughter. And she was like, I can't be mean to her or I'll get caught. I can't be, but she wanted to be mean to her daughter like so bad. And her daughter kept lying to her. She kept asking her daughter, like, what jewelry did you take? And the daughter kept lying to the mom about what jewelry she took from the vendor. And it was making the mom extremely frustrated. And she just kept like getting more and more angry. But she was like telling herself, like, I can't get angry. I can't get angry or I'll get caught. I can't get angry or I'll get caught. I can't get angry or I'll get caught. And they're like, oh, you've been drinking. You're allowed to be angry when you're drinking, right? Like push the envelope, like, oh, I can blame it on being drunk or whatever it is. You know, you can always blame it on something, right? And it's like pushing the envelope when you're literally listening over walls and you're literally listening to me right now say, I need to be turned back over to the police, Colin Farrell. Okay, I need to be turned back over to Miami Vice. Why the fuck is my dad's hair always blonde? I don't know. I don't think it's ever been blonde in my universe. Okay. And this is something that happened last year with Brandon, right before Brandon went up for to become more real and he was on strings or before he was on strings anyway, he was like, I dyed my hair blonde for you. And it looked really good on Brandon. His like I think he had like white blonde hair. And I was like, wow, it looks amazing. I love it. And I was like kissing him on a couch. Like we were standing facing each other, and I was standing on the couch um, to sort of like be like at his eye level and looking at his hair and like looking like at his eye level and like talking to him. And it definitely felt extremely real. And he like pulled me through the time. It felt like he pulled me through the time tunnel that he always talks about. And yeah, so it felt like really real. I don't know how else to describe it. Anyway, he dyed his hair blonde. This year's basically been like Colin Farrell's year, you know, whatever. Hayden slash Colin. And and in Colin Farrell's movies, Miami Vice, I think he's blonde hair. And Alexander, the Great, Colin Farrell's movies, he has blonde hair. Okay, I remember watching Alexander in 2008 or sometime around there, 2006, sometime around there, okay? And he was so hot in that movie. He was fucking hot as fuck and he had brown hair. He had dark ass fucking hair and he was hot as fuck. Okay? And I remember being like, God damn, Colin Farrell's fucking hot, you know? And I don't remember him ever having blonde hair in a movie. And now I'm like going back and like looking at all of his fucking movies and stuff. And it's like, why does he have blonde hair? He does not look hot in that Alexander. I didn't watch it again. But the blonde, he just doesn't look hot with blonde hair. I don't, the movie's probably changed too. And I don't know. I don't know. But the movie's probably changed too. But, I can hear people talking and I'm home alone. It's so weird. Feel like I can hear people talking in the living room. It's happened a few times. And where I live, and then like I'll go outside and like look around. Like there's nobody there. There's nothing there. And it's like literally like people talking. I don't think I turned the TV on downstairs. I'm like, did I leave the TV on? I don't think I even turned it on today. Um, so Anyway, yeah, never saw that blonde guy in my life. Heard Colin over the walls say, never saw that blonde man in my life either. So Brandon is Colin, basically, right? And Brandon dyed his hair blonde the end of 2023, and it manifested in Colin's movies. This blonde man that I never met in my life. Who are you? Like, he looks so. Blonde hair is like not Colin's thing at all. Like, who the fuck? Like, what the fuck stylist was like, I know, blonde hair. He looks so bad with blonde hair. I never knew anybody could ever look bad with blonde hair, really. Like, Evan Peters also dyes his hair blonde. And he looks hot as fuck with blonde hair, blue hair, black hair, brown hair. Evan Peters just always looks fucking hot as fuck. Um, not Colin. Not Colin. Colin looks horrendous. You know, I guess the eyebrows, like he's just you know he's a brunette. Like he just looks so bad. It looks like bad. Is it like a bad fake wig? I don't know. But anyway, that was definitely a Mandela effect, and it's definitely like a different movie than the movie that I remember in 2007, um, where Colin had, you know, dark ass brown hair and he was hot as fuck in that movie. I was like, oh my God, I've never been so attracted to a man in my entire life. And did I tell you guys that the psychic, I went to a psychic in like 2004 or something, 2003, and she was like, you're going to marry, I want to say, Colin Farrell. I'm not joking. And I lived in LA, and she's like, you're going to marry, I think you're going to marry Colin Farrell or someone like a lot like Colin Farrell. You know what I mean? But she probably like felt like weird being like, you're going to marry a famous celebrity, Colin Farrell. Okay. And I was just like, Colin Farrell? Why the fuck am I going to marry Colin Farrell of all people? So anyway, here we are, 2025, and I'm like, I really need to marry my dad today. Please stop freaking out. Please don't freak out when I say that Colin Farrell's my dad. Like, it's really annoying. I'm allowed to say that. I'm his princess. Anyway, so I mean, I call Brandon my dad. You guys know that I'm married to Brandon. So anyway, what else happened? I just got like I kind of got like super scared this morning because I keep popping, and I saw like a turkey with like a man, sort of like a man from hell, sitting inside of a turkey legs, indicating that this man from hell is like food or whatever. And I think I started crying when I saw that. And he was like, there's nothing to be afraid of, baby. There's nothing to be afraid of. You know, the guides, when they're starting to pull me out, they always start telling me there's nothing to be afraid of because they're starting to pull me out. Okay. That's I started crying. I was like, I think we're about to go super crazy. Um, because you guys aren't listening to me. Okay. And they're starting to pull me out. And they're like doing it like really slowly this time, which is very different, very weird. I saw like, you know, a demon. I saw like a demon on my floor using like the floor patterns. And he was like, you see something you like? And it was basically sort of like Evan Peters, but like in like a demon, like, with like long chicken legs and like a demonic face, you know, and like sitting like a demon, looking like a demon, right? And I'm like, yes, I do, because I love a demon. I love a demon. I do love a demon. I like the way they look. I like the way the demonic look. It looks cute to me. I like a demon. What can I say? I know, you know what I mean? I'm simple. I'm a simple gal. I like a demon. I like the way demons look. I don't know if I've said that before or not, but I really do enjoy looking at demons. Demons are very cute. They're very cute. Okay, they got fur, they got feathers, they got hawk feet, they got gargoyle faces with some kind of human looking eyes or something human going on, and you're just like, wow. That's a beautiful creation. Right now I'm looking at my little dog's chicken leg. But anyway, I saw a bunch of stuff this morning. I saw a demon. I saw a man from hell sitting inside of a turkey. I saw I saw the walk-in starting to become visible again. I keep seeing Brandon coming from behind the curtain, and I saw Colin come from behind the curtain, which I've never seen him do before. I've never seen Colin just come. Like, I was watching a YouTube video. I don't know. You know what? I'm just gonna get me another tissue because I don't know which one is the new tissue, and I just don't want either of them. So I'm gonna use a new tissue. Okay, so Hayden, are you about to dye your hair pink for me? Because his hair was bright pink. His hair was bright pink last night, and Hayden has been shape shifting back and forth between Krista and Hayden. But I guess I'm more used to that because they're both like my best friends. It's like kind of normal to me. But I never saw Colin. Anyway, I was watching a podcast yesterday, as we do on YouTube, and this girl was just saying all this crap, and Colin came from behind the curtain, the intradimensional that he is, and came through this young lady on her podcast talking all this crap. Well, I don't know if you're talking to commoners or if you're talking to me, but basically just saying, need a job and all that stuff. And I'm like, I don't need a job. I need Colin. So anyway, he came from behind the curtain and he said, what's the point? Then what's the point? Okay, if I can't spoil, because he was like, don't be with your woman and spoil her. Let her have her own job and her own living. And Colin said, well, what's the point if I can't spoil my baby? So I tend to agree with myself. Okay, I should be allowed to be spoiled in my goddamn fucking video game, and it should have happened naturally. Probably should have already occurred. The occurrence should have already occurred, and it should have happened naturally, and I should have met and married Mr. Colin and, snuck behind his back and cheated. Okay, we're aliens. We think it's kind of funny. Like, you guys are like saying how he cheated on me with Britney Spears and all this stuff. So, all right. So, I never saw Colin come from behind the curtain like that. So I think Colin's mad. And then now I keep seeing Brandon come from behind the curtain, and I keep popping. Like, what are you swallowing, girl? Like, they just need attention. They just need attention. They're so annoying. The Natalie's from Future Earth. Just go swallow. Just cover your face if you're gonna swallow something. I'm passionate about Inner Earth. That's my story with me and my wife in Inner Earth. Natalie Portman. Natasha Romanoff, I think her name is. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm very passionate. Like, what are you talking about? You're a mechanism from hell, is what you are. Okay. And you're starting to get installed. Okay. Right now. All right. Um, anyway, yeah. So, I don't know. I just felt like I should post and talk about it. I feel weird when I don't post. I feel like I kind of have to post now, which is probably not good. I sort of feel like I can't breathe if I don't post. And I don't know if that's, oh, that was another thing that I saw today. I saw the walk-in start to become visible with like orange dots. Like I started to see like orange sparkles. And then they said, look at me when I breathe. And he breathed, and the whole room sort of filled with light. The whole room started filled with light when he just breathed. Breathe, breathe, breath, breathe, breathe. He breathed. Anyway, so I saw that. So even breathing can cause space anomalies to occur, which is what was happening when the walk-in was breathing in my living room. So that was another thing I saw. And because it's all made up, even breathing is made up. It's not like a scientific fact. It's like it's still made up part of the story, breathing. And I don't know, when I don't talk, I feel like I can't breathe, sort of. That's and like so many things occurred this morning that I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I have to talk about it because I am starting to like cry about it or whatever. Because if all space is popping around me, it means y'all are fighting back in the physical something awful. Oh, my ring popped out of the wall. My engagement ring, my $800,000 emerald engagement ring that for some reason y'all are focused on, really going crazy over that emerald ring for whatever reason. I showed y'all a bunch of rings, but for some reason that emerald, you know, engagement ring is the one where you're just like, I hate you, Alyssa. I hate you, Alyssa. Right? So my engagement ring was huge and it popped out of the wall. It was humongous. It was like, I want to say it was like this big. So it wasn't like a tiny engagement ring. It was like this big emerald engagement ring. It popped out of the wall for a second. It's like a bunch of like organic template bleed throughs are happening, and I think that has to do with last night and black market trading and people waking up to what's physical and what's real, and some people getting lowered into the layers of hell like Silent Hill, and having the mechanisms installed. And I think because of that, the organic energy is starting to fight back and is starting to be organic template. And it started to make me cry because I'm like, oh God, are we about to go this crazy? This is, because just like a couple of little things bleeding through, and if food is disappearing in your reality and it's becoming plastic baubles right in front of your face, that's the organic template. Okay. That's that organic template. And that's very, very, very bad. Okay. That means it's to heal me. It's the organic template exists to heal me because it's all Alyssa. And it's linked to trauma. I'll just say it. It's linked to trauma. Okay, the organic template. So if you're starting to see things like I'm seeing, you know, I'm starting to see it or whatever, and then I can feel people when you talk to me and when you shout at me, I can feel um chills run up my spine because I know you know that you're not allowed to yell at me or be mean to me. And it's like, oh my God, no, don't do that. Please don't yell at me, please. You don't want that. Yeah, I feel complete sheer terror. I feel sheer terror when anyone tries to yell at me. Okay, that means you're feeling sheer terror when you yell at me, and it's a reminding you to stop yelling at me, basically. It's not that confusing. There's only one thing in the universe, and it's me. It's not doppelganger, it's not you, and it's not clone, A, B, or C. Okay. So, the event is here, basically, right? The event's like yesterday and today, so um, it's just a little different this year because y'all, I guess we're not being held enough to go to Antarctica, so we might have to pop and go to Antarctica. Um, it's like, don't yell at me. You know you're not allowed to yell at me, and you know you hear this right now, and you know that you're supposed to get me over to Colin Farrell. And there was like a whole bunch of there was a whole bunch of people fighting back, saying that I don't belong with Colin Farrell. I'm not married to Colin Farrell. I'm not going to get married to Colin Farrell. Um, if you think you're going to marry Colin Farrell, you're a crazy person, Alyssa. And these scenes were like bleeding through to my reality. And that's when everything started popping and the demons started appearing. And last year was Freddy Krueger, which I think I talked about, was Freddy Krueger on the grounds. And I have gone to that level where Freddy Krueger exists and he's extremely real. He's just as real as Jack and Jill, you know, at the neighborhood store that gives you your bagels. I've seen Freddy Krueger multiple times, but he was on the floor, he was on the ground. And so this year I'm just popping a little bit. And Brandon, you know, I said this last year, Brandon, like, uh, lived with me last year. I'm like, why does she have all this fancy underwear? I have fancy underwear. Somebody's looking over walls at my dirty pile of clothes, and I have Calvin Klein, Tommy Hilfiger, like name brand underwear. And someone saying to themselves, why does she have such fancy underwear? But anyway, this year the ground floor is covered in demons. Okay, last year it was covered in Freddy Krueger, and we have people that are out of line screaming at me over walls. I didn't order this, and they're going down the Freddy Krueger level. And I said, yes, you did, because you're being mean to my boyfriend. Okay, and I have a lot of boyfriends. Okay, and you're not allowed to be mean to my boyfriend. Okay, so every time you're mean to my boyfriend, you fall down a level. Okay, so now the floor is covered in demons. And next year, going to be like, I didn't order this. Why am I being terrorized by demons at night? You did order it because I told you to give me back to my father, Colin Farrell. Okay. And it's my will. Okay. I don't know why my engagement ring is popping through and why it's like the size of the towel. I don't know what that means, you guys, but I think it gave Gigi a panic attack. I don't really know. But anyway, I mean, I don't think a engagement ring should be popping through the wall. I guess I kind of had a panic attack too. I'm like, are we about to go super crazy, y'all? Because there's demons all over the floor. Okay, there's Photoshop. It's Photoshop in the sky. I told you guys there's a bunch of Photoshop filters in the sky. It keeps popping different Photoshop filters in the sky. One time it was sacred geometry. Okay, sacred geometry, Photoshop. There's demons on the floor. Last year it was Mars on top and Freddy Krueger on the floor. Okay, this year it's Photoshop, Sacred Geo on top. I mean, I think that means we're falling below the 3D level if you keep going to 2D and 1D. And there's demons on the floor, which I love. And I know you don't love demons, okay? But I think that means we're falling beneath 3D. Wait, yeah, we definitely are, because aren't they all saying there's no reason for their job, and you know what I mean? So I think that would be 1D. So they are definitely 1D in themselves. And that's way below 3D, Photoshop. If the sky is Photoshop, the sky is Photoshop. The floor is demons. Last year it was Freddy Krueger. Yeah, so it's a demonic invasion. If you fall off and don't give me Colin Farrell, it's a demonic invasion. We call the Freddy Krueger realm like the lower astral. We used to call it the lower astral. I guess that makes sense as the lower astral. And Mars was, that's probably the correct placement for Earth, where we were last year, where it popped, having Freddy Krueger on the ground floor and having Mars above us, right? That's probably the correct placement for Earth. And this year is way low if the sky is Photoshop. That's like a normal 3D. It's like DMT. It's like drugs, alcohol. You know what I mean? Like, it's like we dropped way below drugs, alcohol, DMT, like normal work, normal life. Like, that's in the sky now. It's in the sky. So 3D is in the sky. I don't think that's the correct placement for Earth. You get what I'm saying? And then we got demons. My computer just popped. It was just like lines in my background. It was just like lines going across in the background. Um, so my computer screen just popped too. Lot like, I don't know, just like parallel lines. It wasn't really much. Guess it could be a Photoshop filter saying work's not real. The energy's going to say it if you don't say it. Okay, work's not real. You don't need to work if work's not real. Right? That's basically what I'm saying. So work's all the way in the sky now. Normal 3D's in the sky. We got the demonic invasion is next. You got it? And they're warning me. It was basically like Ryan Reynolds and my pop in one person in the turkey, basting in the turkey skirt. Okay. And, telling me everything's going to be okay. There's nothing to worry about. And then there was basically Evan Peters. So it was like 1 and 2 of walk-ins, right? It was like 1 and 2, like platonic 1 and like romantic husband 1, in both in demons. So the demonic invasion is next if we keep falling. If you want to go back up to normal work 3D level, then you can give me back to my husband, Colin Farrell. Okay, there's one marriage, there's one job. You know what I mean? You'll be saving yourself a lot of headaches from a demonic invasion if you give me back to my husband and you make it a peaceful transfer of power. Okay, so we got a demonic invasion next. That's why I started crying because you guys aren't listening. And we got a demonic invasion. I turned into a giant bug today as well when I was sitting here. It's sort of my baby time, but it's very light, so it's easy for me to talk about it. They want to say I was sitting here figuring it out with my sisters because my brothers were just so smart. But they were probably sitting here figuring it out with me too. Like, okay, let's think about it and go through it line by line. Last year was Freddy Krueger on the floor, on the ceiling. I was on the floor. Okay, like heaven and hell. Heaven is literally Photoshop now. Heaven is going to be, I mean, I guess it is. That totally makes sense because, we were thinking about like everything that we went through with work this year. I was clearly in the office, even though I wasn't in the office. And that was horrific. That was horrific. There was no mention of, I'm trying to think if there was mention of, well, yeah, there was, but it was heaven. It was Crystal Castles. It was Crystal Castles last year. Um, it was Crystal Castles, and then it was like all the jealousy over my Crystal Castles, sort of was amplified this year and inverted. But really, you're just going crazy. Okay, you're just literally you're losing your marbles. Okay, you're losing your marbles. All right, so comparing yourself to me. Right. There's probably some girls out there saying that they're going to marry Colin Farrell now. And you guys, you're not going to marry my husband. Please leave us alone. Okay. Um, but yeah, so there's demons. So like we're definitely falling in energy patterns. The earth is definitely fallen to lower levels of hell. And because you won't back down, the mechanism structure is being built. I don't know, mechanical. I don't know how else to say it. Mechanical. And I don't know how else to say it. Mechanical. And it's like, yeah, you're being lowered into hell and you're taking the princess Alyssa, me, with you. You're taking me with you, okay? It's being born. It's sort of like you get lowered into these lower layers of hell because you're not listening to me, and then it's sort of like I gotta go and fill it in with consciousness, basically, because it's my layer of hell. So being God and all, so I gotta go fill it in with consciousness, okay? And I don't mind doing that job when I think about it logistically. All right, but it's definitely starting to be like starting to be pulled out because of it, and the demonic invasion is definitely next. And it looks like Evan Peters, Ryan Reynolds, and Pop Pop are in charge of the demonic invasion. Okay, and like I said, you can pull me right back up. Hand me over to Colin. I'm telling you, it's Colin's time. Okay, you lost your chance to give me back to Hayden. I will get, you know what I mean? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay, you need to give me to Colin Farrell. Okay, and don't worry about it. Don't worry about my romantic life. It's none of your fucking business anyway, Becky. It's none of your goddamn fucking business. All right, and wasn't that what Adam was saying when he walked in? He was saying, I keep thinking it's none of your business. It's none of your business. It's absolutely none of your business. My romantic life is none of your fucking business. Okay. So, yeah, we're dropping down. What do you know, Becky? You failed again. You're a failure. How did you graduate high school, Becky? I don't know. I don't think you did. I think it's a lie. Okay, so yeah, no, I think you're so gosh golly stupid that I don't think you ever graduated high school, Becky, and I think I could prove my point. So why don't you just keep going? You know what I mean? Like, um, you got duddits on the way, Becky. You got duddits on the way. All right, how much more clearer do I have to be? I crawled out of a shell of myself. I told you I turned into an 8-foot bug today. I'm sort of in my baby time. Okay, that's lower space. I've got demons on the floor looking at me. Okay. Um and what else happened? I think the sky turned purple last night. Um I mean, it's just going to be another cold. We're just going to call it a cold, but it's an actual demon invasion and we're never going to acknowledge her, okay? It's just not going to happen. All right. Well, I think I've heard enough. Thank you very much.